Hello, this is Benjamin again with OpenFirepitCooking.com. Today we will be making skirt steak. So I love skirt steak. Comes off the bottom part of the cow. I like calling it cow bacon. And if you do it right, you can cut it perfect, and people sometimes mistake it for brisket even. So I got it out, brought it down to room temperature, and now I'm going to put some salt and pepper on it, and we're going to let it sit. So I'm just going to use my Himalayan salt. And I got some mixed grain pepper. You can season this however you like to season beef. I also like to use roasted garlic, so I'm going to put some of that on there. I'm going to flip it over to the other side. And then we'll be back once we get some hardwood charcoal going and some of our other things going. We'll be back and we'll put that on the grill. So I'll see you soon. Welcome back to OpenFirepitCooking.com. This is Benjamin, and we're about to throw our steaks on. They've been sitting here seasoning. That salt's been pulling the moisture out of there. But first I'm going to build me a sauce. So I'm going to just throw my cast iron pan there. I love... when I cook meat, I love making a good mop sauce to throw on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some butter. I'm going to cut off a pretty good slab of butter there. Throw it in this cast iron pan. Let that melt down. And then I live in Okinawa, so we got this yakiniku tare. And this is ogo no aji. So I love this. It's got sesame seeds and it's a fruit base. And it tastes amazing on beef. So... a lot of times people ask me what I use. That's the secret. So if you're in Okinawa, look for that bottle right there. I'm going to add a lot of that in there. And I'm going to mop that throughout this cook. And of course, no mop would be complete without some beer. So I'm just going to throw a little beer in there. Ah, that's good. So we'll let that go. Oh! I also put a little bit of seasoning. So I like this vegetable rub. I said sometimes I put it on my meat, but this is from McCormick. It's called Perfect Pinch Vegetable, so I love putting that on there too. So I'll put that in the mop. And of course, I love garlic, so I'm also going to throw some savory herbs and roasted garlic in there as well. So let that heat up, let the butter melt. And that'll be my mop. So I'll be back as soon as I'm ready to throw these skirts on the grill. So there they are. Need a little bit more time. So we'll be back in a minute. Thank you for stopping by. And we're about ready to put our skirts on the grill. So just want to show you these skirts. There's two sides to the skirt. I don't know what to call them, but there's this side that has this membrane on it. Some people trim that off. I really don't care because I put that down. So I like to crisp it up. I think it gives it a better bark. So I'm just going to lay these out here on the grill. And I'm just going to let them go. So... we're going to cook it. I really don't flip the meat or don't try to touch it. So it's there. It's hot on the grill. Once it burns over, then I might, at the end, just flip it over for 2 minutes, put a sear on the other side. But I like when it's pink in the middle. So when we cut it, you can get the crust around it. You can get the dark part of the meat with that smoke on it. And then you can also get that beautiful pink in there. So... we're going to let this go for a while. We'll mop it several times during this cook. Shouldn't be too long though, so we'll be right back. And we're cooking up these skirt steaks. So I've already mopped them once and covered them with just a Weber grill lid. I use this a lot. I love Weber grills, and this lid is so handy. So let's take a look and see what's going on. Okay, so that steak's looking pretty good. I threw some sausages on there, but we're gonna grab that mop mix there, and we're gonna hit those. Oh my god! So we're gonna hit that. Cover it back up real quick. Cover that back up. And these skirts are gonna have to sit for a while. So once I pull them off and let them sit, then I'll bring all the vegetables in and finish them off. So thank you for stopping by. We'll be right back. So welcome back. We're about to flip our steak. So I'm gonna take a look at it. If you noticed, I haven't touched this meat yet. That's one of the most annoying things when I go to a barbecue, and especially when they're cooking beef, is touching the meat too much. So up until now, I have not touched this, so I'm just going to flip it over. It should be good to go, and I'll show you how it looks. So look at that. So touching the meat too much is one of my rules, and the reason for that is it dries the meat out. So we like to have a moist beef. The worst thing in the world is taking a bite of meat and it tastes like leather. So I just flipped it. I've never mopped this side yet, so I'm going to mop this side real quick. And this was the side that had the oh my god. Hit those up real quick. I'm gonna put my sausages too. So I'm gonna leave it about 2 more minutes. Let that bottom side get a little char on it, and then we'll set it off to the side to let it rest. So thank you for stopping by. We'll be right back. Welcome back to OpenFirepitCooking.com. We're about to pull our skirts off the grill, so let's look and see how they're going. Ooh. Oh my god, that's so amazing. So I'm going to pull these off and let them rest for about 10 minutes before we cut them up. And that rest time is really important too. So when you let the meat rest, it lets all the juices go back into each other, and it just is so amazing. So if you cut it right now, all the juices will leak out all over the place, and you'll just have dry meat. So that's why the other side's pretty good to go too. I'm just gonna let all that sit and rest, and we'll be back when we're about to cut it up. Skirts have been resting now for about 10 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and cut them up. So now skirt can be done the wrong way very easily. If you just cut them in strips, it'll be hard like rubber. So you got to look at the grains of the meat and decide which way you want to cut it. And I like cutting it very, very at an angle, so that we get wider slices of meat. So I'm just going to start cutting this. And this is a really good way to serve up steak cheaply. These things are relatively inexpensive, and when you slice them up like this, everybody can grab whatever they want to eat. And then you can do lots of different dipping sauces. Over here in Okinawa, we like a soy sauce with some wasabi on it, which is basically like a horseradish sauce. And the wider you hold the angle of it, the wider the piece of meat gets. So see how that's real tender inside? Got the dark outer layer that's all seasoned. It's a good like medium. So usually this is my daughter's job, so she just got home from school, so I'm just gonna turn this over to her. But that's basically how you do it. She can cut up the rest of this stuff. So. So as you can see, she's already better than me at this. So I might have messed up on the other ones, but yeah, that's why you teach them young and make them better than you. So we'll come back once all this meat is cut up. .com, and we have cut up all of our meat. So we got our skirts and our sausages all cut up, ready to go. So that's how it's done. This is amazing. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try a piece of that though. Have you never tried to cook up skirt? Cook it up. It's amazing. So thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you again. Leave your feedback, comment if you like this video, and I'll see you soon. We're gonna pull our vegetables off and plate it up. So. So I got my vegetables on there. There's my asparagus. And I'm gonna throw some meat on there as well, so get some nice good skirt, some sausage. So I hope you enjoyed stopping by. Dinner served.